About 6 weeks ago, I was put on leave from a job that had brought me so much growth and purpose. But along with that came a difficult choice. I could either leave voluntarily and move on, or stay on indefinite leave with no clear answers in sight. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Honestly, I didn't know what to do for a while, until something clicked. Before we get there, let me share with you a little bit about the work that I do. For nearly a decade, I've worked in news media. Storytelling has been the heart of it, talking to people from all walks of life, sharing their story, their journeys, and their truth. That is a rare joy. When you find joy in the work you do, it's more than just a job, it's a calling. For me, it has become somewhat a life mission, the one that doesn't come with an expiration date. We don't face hard decisions every day, but when we do, whether it's walking away from a toxic relationship or moving to a new city, it's never a straight line. It's messy. We weigh pros and cons, imagine best and worst outcomes, go back and forth and back again. It's exhausting. But if we take our time and do some work, I think there is a roadmap to navigating difficult decision making. This is not my own creation, by the way. Drawing from life lessons and experiences of people on the internet, researching and reading, I was able to get a grip of what it means to reach one tough decision. Let's call it the mind framework. It has 3 main elements. First, feel your gut. Sometime before we can explain why something feels right or wrong, our bodies already knows. That's what it means to feel your gut. It's not just a cliche, it's real. It shows up as relentlessness, a tight chest, an unexplained sense of peace, or even a sudden burst of clarity. For me, it showed up quietly at first. Every time I thought about leaving, I felt this deep discomfort I couldn't ignore. It wasn't panic, it was just misalignment, like something inside me whispering, "This isn't right." On the flip side though, when I let myself imagine staying, even if I didn't have all the answers, my shoulders relaxed, I could breathe easier. That's the gut talking too. It doesn't always come with a clear plan, but it does come with signals. Trusting your gut doesn't mean ignoring logic. It does mean turning into the part of you that already knows what feels right, even if your brain hasn't caught up yet. Second, follow your values. This one took me longer to figure out. I kept asking what matters most to me right now, not 5 years ago, not when I told my boss in my last performance review, but right now. And what kept coming up was this: integrity, creativity, and empowerment. I want to do meaningful work that reflects who I am. I want to create, I want to feel empowered, to tell stories of people whose voices needs to be heard. It's not easy to name your values, but when you do, they act like a compass. There's a saying, make decisions that future you will thank you for. And honestly, when you're stuck, that is a beautiful place to start. Ask yourself, which path brings me closer to the person I want to be? And last, think through the facts. Let's be real, no decision is all gut and heart. At some point, you have to look at what's in front of you. What are your finances like? Who's in your corner? What will this change cost? Not just in money, but in energy, time, and peace. For me, I wrote it all down, everything I knew, everything I didn't. I map out timelines, ask questions, look for support. And even though the unknowns still scares me, the facts gave me clarity. I think we sometimes avoid the facts because we're afraid they will trap us, but really, they can set us free. When we lay it all out, we can finally see our choices for what they are. So where did that leave me? I have 2 choices: walk away on my own terms and close the chapter, or stay. Stay on leave with no clear roadmap, no guarantees, just a quiet sense that maybe, just maybe, this story hasn't finished yet. And the more I sat with it, my gut, my values, the reality on the ground, I realized something. Yes, I was tired. Yes, I was scared. But I also knew deep down that this work still matters to me, not because of a job title, not because of what people might think, but because in this work, storytelling, listening, and writing, I found parts of myself that I never want to lose. This path brought me closer to purpose, to voices that deserve to be heard, to the little girl I used to be, watching my mom pour care into every meal she cooked, and realizing that I too can pour care into every story I tell. So I chose to stay, not because it was the easy choice, but because it felt right, even if it meant standing in uncertainty, even if it meant fighting for justice in ways I couldn't fully predict yet. I won't lie to you, reaching this decision took everything: sleepless nights, long walks, conversation with loved ones, and friends who held space for my fears. Making a hard decision will never be a clean, linear process, but what's even harder is staying stuck in fear, stuck in indecision, because while every choice carries risk, it also carries a lesson, and that's the gift. Life teaches us through action, not avoidance. So if you are standing at a crossroads right now, remember, trust your gut, honor your values, and don't ignore the facts. We may not have it all figured out, but we are braver than we think, and sometimes that is enough to take the next step.